Good morning. Another Saturday morning at 6 a.m. down here in the studio, and it is a mess because I am getting all of our bins that have various odds and ends and organizing them. I really hate that, but I do it, and I've found enough equipment to keep us in uh, cabling and cords for quite a while, so it's a good thing. But it is that. What don't I like? I like my routine here. I like to get everything set up and I like to do things. It is change. It is something new that creates something of distress. Now, that's why learning an instrument at first is difficult because it's brand new. Change is difficult. Once you get in a routine, you're constantly drawn to those patterns that got you to where you were in the past. They're comfortable, but they do not get you to where you need to go in the future. And yet we have these psychological tendencies that draw us back to those same patterns that scale, that really you know well, and you can zoom through without thinking so you can daydream. Or that song that you know that you can go through and really get enjoyment from it. Those things draw you to them. And the things that are difficult and new tend to push you away. And so what do? We spend time justifying why we do the things that we know are not going to be beneficial for us. First, we have to convince ourselves, and then we have to convince other people. And I get that all the time. I am the final arbiter of change in some instances. People say, well, I have to do it this way because I'm that type of person. And that is fine. It's just you are not going to get the skill set, or you are not going to get the skill set in as fast a fashion. And if they're willing to accept that, that is okay, because getting there is the important part. But I consider it my job to try and craft the fastest path possible. And the fastest path possible is never achievable. It is a goal. It is a goal to become a masterful individual. And what is a masterful individual? It is an individual that adapts to change, because change is required. That doesn't mean we can't have routines. It means we probably have a lot of routines. It is within those routines that we must change things. So you have the same schedule. You just change the exercises that you do. You have discomfort within your comfort zone. And that's kind of a juggling act that you have to work out individually. That is a constant battle. But I have some good quotes for this. Change is difficult, and then it is time to get to work. So, Stephen Hawking, intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. And we see that even in larger society. Society has difficulty with change, even as change occurs around us. Robin Sharma, change is hard at first. I'm sorry. Change is hard at first, messy in the middle. Boy, isn't that true? And gorgeous at the end. Marshall Goldsmith, what got you here won't get you there. And that's very important when it comes to growth in music. Now, the base pieces of what got you here are a path to get you to there, but you need to adapt as your skill set changes. So what got you here won't get you there. And Peter Drucker, people resist change because they focus on what they have to give up instead of what they have to gain. So if you're trying to convince yourself and someone else that you shouldn't change, because then you probably need to examine why you need to convince somebody else. All right, so let's get to work. And the important thing is that we are getting there one step at a time. I will see you here tomorrow.